Crafters are preparing for the holiday season coming up, the reason why it's never too early to get started. Bank accounts play a big role in the holiday season, how you can keep your financial information safe. If someone breaks in your car, do you have the right insurance coverage? We'll explain coming up. JB's Piano Bar celebrates an anniversary. Coming up, we'll explain how their downtown location has helped them expand. With an increase in car and home break-ins, how areas in the city and county can form neighborhood watch programs.
Now, from the KSN Storm Center, your local weather authority, this is your forecast first.
Hello and good evening and welcome to KSN Local News at 10. I'm Carla Pisono. Beautiful day we had today, but it is cooling off a bit. If we look at our Freeman First Alert Doppler radar, showing those nice dry conditions, no precipitation in sight, but that could soon change over the next 48 hours or so. But tomorrow, a nice clear day. By 8 a.m., 37 degrees. By noon, 56, and it's just going to get a bit warmer up to the low 60s, but it is going to be breezy, and then some clouds are going to come in. And then by Thursday, everything is going to change. I'll tell you all about what the rest of the week is looking up. Coming up in my full forecast. KSN Local News at 10 starts now.
Now in high definition, local, part of your community. This is KSN Local News at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Inman. Philip and Jessica both have the night off. A scam is making its rounds to Joplin. It's not an online or holiday scam, but rather a business scam. The scammer is portraying himself as an employee from Empire District Electric and telling customers to pay for their electric services or it will be disconnected. Even managers at Orange Lease say they've recently received a call like this. The trick is the individual is demanding payment by money order or prepaid debit card by a specific time.
Yeah, they're reporting themselves to be from Empire, but yet they're given a 1-800 number to call. From the information we've got, the person is saying his name is Jason Martinez, who's not an employee with Empire.
So far, no one has made any payments to the request. Police are still looking for the scammer. If you've received a call regarding this type of scam, please call your local law enforcement. A morning fire causes substantial damage to a Joplin home. The blaze broke out at 414 South Brownell around 10:19 this morning. Officials say no one was home when the flames broke out. The fire was contained to the living room area but did cause substantial damage to the home. At this time, the Red Cross is assisting the woman who lived there. Authorities believe an electrical malfunction started the blaze and have ruled it accidental. And Brian Ferguson of Joplin is sentenced to 3 years in the Department of Corrections for trying to blow up his own restaurant. He pled guilty to second-degree arson charges in 2012. Authorities say he and 2 other suspects rigged the natural gas line that in an attempt to destroy the bistro restaurant formerly located at 32nd and Connecticut. Police say the group wanted to collect insurance money. The city of Joplin moves closer to bringing a minor league baseball team to the area. Tonight, council members voted 7-1 to move forward in good faith on the proposal. This will allow city leaders to develop a performance agreement with representatives with the El Paso Diablos. The agreement will include everything from leasing terms to needed renovations to Joe Becker Stadium. Representatives with the Parks and Recreation Department say Joe Becker Stadium will have to be used for the team because other sports facilities in the area don't have the retail development needed. Despite tonight's decision, there is still a lot of work and planning to be done. City council members hope to have future meetings to allow the public to give input on the measure. Joplin parents and students are getting a first look at the new East Middle School. After almost 2 years of rebuilding, the anticipation has finally paid off. The school was destroyed by a tornado that hit Joplin and Duquesne in May of 2011, and crews started working on the 250,000 square foot building a year later. Architects incorporated transparent and collaboration throughout the design process. School leaders say the school is set up as 6 houses, and in each house there are 6 classrooms.
There's a large living room that they'll share, a place to gather. We're going to have movable walls so that you can open it up, and 150 to 200 students could be right there in the house.
The building was designed for 700 students, but about 500 will start class at the new East Middle School on January 6th. And the Missouri Auto Dealers Association presented the Joplin School District administrators with a check of nearly $227,000. The money will be used to pay for a storm shelter at Irving Elementary School. MADA members began gathering the funds after the 2011 tornado. They say it's encouraging to see how businesses unite for a good cause.
We all compete for business on a daily and weekly basis, but it's very nice for us to come together as one and use our philanthropy in a very, very good way.
Irving Elementary School recently received 2 new storm shelters. And parts of 20th Street in Joplin will be closed this week for street repairs. 20th Street will be shut down from Pearl Avenue to Byers Avenue. City workers will be fixing the road after a water main break on Friday. 20th Street is expected to reopen this Friday by 5 p.m., weather permitting. Detour routes will be available and drivers are urged to use extreme caution in the area. The City of Joplin will now offer online payment options for residents' wastewater and trash billing. Customers simply need to go to joplinmo.org and click on Pay Sewer and Trash, then follow the step-by-step instructions. City of Joplin Finance Director Leslie Haas says the website will be a secured site and individual data will not be shared. In addition to online payments, the city also offers a payment drop-off box on the west side of City Hall and payments in person on the 3rd floor of City Hall. Now, going to debt is easy for the holiday season, but it can be managed with a financial plan. Making a list may seem over the top, but financial advisors say it can help. And though that we may want to get everything on that Christmas list, it's okay to say no and wait for the next special occasion. Financial consultants tell us shoppers should go into stores with a game plan.
We want to set a budget, you want to stick to it, and knowing that those things are going to pass. But again, saving money and making sure you set up your financial future, that's going to stick around for a long time and very, very important as well.
And although it may be too late to make budget changes now, you can start holiday shopping in January, which will help with budgeting your finances. This time of year, local caregivers see more of a need as seniors fight the holiday blues. Visiting Angels in Carthage says they start to see more calls after Thanksgiving when families recognize their loved ones are having trouble with daily activities. The director, Nate Stokes, says this time of year, seniors often think about loved ones they've lost or how they aren't as mobile as they once were. He says holiday blues can escalate into full-blown depression, so it's important that seniors have someone to keep their spirits lifted during the holiday season.
A lot of families do recognize that one of the ways to keep their senior loved ones from falling into holiday blues or depression is to have someone with them.
Back on Monday. Visiting Angels has an office in Carthage off of Fur Road, as well as one in Springfield. Now turning to weather, Carlos Persono joins us now. And Carla, today was beautiful. I absolutely loved it, but that picture is going to change later on the week.
Yes. Tomorrow is going to be another beautiful day, but then we are going to have a cold front come in and colder temperatures are on the way. I'll tell you all about it coming up after the break in my full forecast. But first, let's take a look at today's almanac with a high of 53. We'll be right back.
Now in high definition, local, part of your community. This is KSN, local news at 10.
The city of Joplin has seen an increase in the number of thefts out of vehicles and home break-ins. KSN's Kate Inman joins us now in the studio. And Kate, how can people protect themselves from this?
Well, Jennifer, if you're a member in a small community or even those that are living in the country, you can start a neighborhood watch program. There are 3 simple steps to get started, and it's helped residents in one area develop good communication.
Several of the neighbors got robbed.
Max Basie lives in a rural part of Jasper County north of Joplin. He started a neighborhood watch program 13 years ago.
I just bought my son Isaiah a four-wheeler, and they came in and stole it in the middle of the day while the kids were all in the house. And then they came back the next day and tried to steal another one that I'd got.
After that, Basie met with his neighbors and they went through the steps of starting a neighborhood watch program. Corporal Brian Henderson with the Joplin Police Department says to get started, you need to talk to your neighbors.
If somebody contacts us, we tell them they need to get with all their neighbors and talk to them, because if, like I say, if your neighbors don't want to help or participate, then it won't be successful.
After getting neighbors interested, the next step is to have a meeting.
We'll have police officers that'll come in with you and sit down and talk with you over it and just share some information.
From there, the neighborhood would establish a calling tree and put someone in charge. The neighborhood would also decide when they would meet.
What it comes down to is you have to have somebody that'll step up and be in charge, and then you have to have everybody else that's willing to say, yes, we'll participate, and yes, we'll watch over, and we'll communicate and keep those lines open.
When stuff happens in our community, we know about it firsthand from the officers, and it gives us an opportunity to look and watch. And you get to where you know if there's a strange car going down the road that's not supposed to be there, and like I said, they tell us anything out of the ordinary, you just call us and we'll check it out.
Basie says they have between 30 and 40 people attend their monthly meeting. He says they serve as an extra pair of eyes and ears to help law enforcement. Now, if you're interested in forming your own neighborhood watch program, we have information on how to contact the city and the county on our website. That's forstateshomepage.com. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Kate, for that information.
Well, the holidays can be a prime time for car break-ins. Action 12's Kate Inman is live in the studio. And Kate, there are steps people can take to prevent a break-in.
That's right, Christy. Like locking your doors can be a very big deterrent to prevent people from breaking into your vehicle. However, something that happens, if it does happen, the type of car insurance you have can make a big difference.
First thing you should do is contact your agent.
First Missouri Insurance Agency owner Don Gould says during the holiday season they see an increase in claims. However, most people may not have the right coverage for the crime after it happens.
When there's liability only on a vehicle, there is no coverage for glass breakage or collision damage to the vehicle. The personal items in the car are not part of the auto insurance.
And that's why you need special coverage, and it could be more expensive.
Comprehensive not only covers glass breakage, but it covers hitting a deer or an animal or hail damage or vandalism to the vehicle.
The cost of replacing a broken window is not cheap.
A side window can be anywhere to $100 to $250. If it's a windshield or a back window, it could be anywhere from $200 to $500.
Gould knows about the coverage not only because he's an insurance agent, but also because he was a victim himself.
They just broke the window and they took nothing because I heard something going on. So, but they took nothing, but I don't keep anything in sight within my vehicle. Unfortunately, there are the people out there that make a living by stealing and do their Christmas shopping by stealing.
And Christy, Gould also suggests reviewing your policy periodically so you know what kind of coverage you have.
All right, thanks so much, Kate.
The season is fast approaching, and bank officials are reminding people to protect their accounts. Since Kate Inman joins us live in the studio, and Kate, what can people do to be protected?
Well, it's not only that it costs money to travel and buy presents for the holiday season, but you also want to protect it while you're out and about getting a good deal. I spoke with the Executive Vice President of Southwest Missouri Bank, who gave me tips on how to keep your financial information safe. As the holiday season gets near, the last thing you want to worry about is someone trying to access your accounts. Representatives with Southwest Missouri Bank say the best way to protect yourself is to monitor your accounts.
If you ever see anything that looks strange, you should contact the bank immediately. The quicker, the better.
Jeanette Clem says the bank will then take appropriate actions to correct the issue.
We can help you resolve maybe a problem that or explain what the transaction might be if you're not sure what it is.
Clem recommends if you're traveling to a place you don't normally go, call your bank.
Let them know where you're going and what dates you'll be traveling, so that we can make sure that your card will work in those states. There's not maybe some fraud problems going on.
She says this will make sure that your card will work for you wherever you go. Another suggestion is to use a credit card when you travel to pay for hotel rooms and rental cars.
Those types of places will pre-authorize a large amount of money, so they may use up more money out of your checking account if you use your debit card instead of a credit card than what you planned.
Clem says another tip is to keep your personal information private.
So be very careful who you're giving your Social Security number to, or your bank account, or your debit card number. Don't do that to people over the phone that you didn't initiate the call especially. Be careful about emails.
She says anytime the bank calls you, they will not ask you for any personal information. The bank already has that information on file, which means the person on the other end of the line is not who they say they are. Clem says fraud is prevalent all year round, but it can also rise during the holiday season. So the last thing you want to do to protect yourself from fraud is to monitor your credit report. You can check your report once a year online for free. We have a link to that website on ours, 4stateshomepage.com.